Welcome to Best Practices, our series highlighting the concepts you need to know to help solve highly specialized building envelope challenges. In this video, we are going to discuss the tips and best practices for treating fenestrations or rough openings using Siplast wall control modified silicone STPE, which is our vapor permeable liquid applied flashing. This product is part of the Siplast WALLcontrol portfolio, which includes our premium AWB products, poly-ISO insulation, and wall flashings. Ensuring a successful installation is about understanding details. So let's cover some commonly asked questions. The first question we get: what is Siplast WALLcontrol modified silicone STPE VP liquid flashing? Our liquid flashing is a vapor-permeable, high-solids formulation designed for use at window and door rough openings, substrate seams and cracks, and around wall penetrations or otherwise difficult or irregular details. Whether you're working with windows, doors, or other wall penetrations, this system ensures long-term protection, continuity, and performance. It cures without shrinking, so the thickness you apply is the thickness you keep. That means consistent coverage, simplified detailing, and no surprises. You can apply it with a trowel, brush, or with the Siplast Power Seal applicator, whether by bead or spray. And it's available in convenient 20-ounce and 3-ounce foil packs with built-in application tips for smaller jobs or repair patching. Here's the next question. What are the steps and techniques to properly install modified silicone STPE VP liquid flashing? When installing our products, always make sure to wear personal protective equipment and follow the safety data sheet guidelines. Start at the bottom, literally. The sill should always be flashed first. Siplast requires that sill flashing be completed with a self-adhered flashing rather than a liquid flashing. This should be completed with one monolithic piece of flashing cut to fit the install as required. Once the sill is complete, move on to the jambs and head. First, fill any gaps greater than 1/4 inch using Siplast WALLcontrol liquid flashing or an approved sealant. If you're dealing with stamped holes in cold form steel, use adhered flashing and extend it at least 3 inches beyond the opening. Apply a bead of liquid flashing to the interior surface of the opening and the adjacent face of the wall. Apply in a zigzag motion, ensuring to lay down enough material to achieve the minimum required thickness once tooled down. The WALLcontrol liquid flashing can also be applied using our Siplast Power Seal applicator, a pneumatic gun applicator which can apply the material in a bead setting or a convenient spray setting. If using the bead setting, follow the same steps we just outlined, using a zigzag motion. If using the spray application, be sure to spray the material perpendicular to the substrate at an approximate 4-inch distance to achieve best coverage. Further guidance and details for using the Siplast Power Seal applicator can be found at siplast.com. Using a trowel or brush, tool the flashing to a minimum wet thickness of 40 mils. You can check the thickness of your application using a wet mill gauge. Simply press the wet mill gauge perpendicularly into the freshly applied coating. After removing the gauge, the wet film thickness is indicated by the last tooth with wet coating on it and the next tooth that is clean. The correct application thickness is somewhere between these two teeth, ensuring the flashing is applied correctly. Extend coverage at least 2 inches onto the wall face and deep enough into the opening to be beyond the inner surface of the fenestration to allow for an interior sealant joint. When transitioning to the jambs, overlap onto the sill membrane by at least 2 inches for a continuous integration. So that's an overview for installing WALLcontrol modified silicone STPE VP liquid flashing. Here's a summary of best practices. Always start with a clean, dry surface. Ensure application thickness achieves the minimum required 40 mil thickness. Integrate with your wall's air and water resistive barrier with a minimum 2-inch overlap. And above all, consult the Siplast installation guides and reference material on every project. Thanks for watching. For more guidance and step-by-step installation videos, visit siplast.com or connect with your local Siplast representative. Siplast is with you every step of the way.